Okay, so this honestly might be one of the most ridiculous things I have ever heard right now. But according to Bleacher Report, they are currently saying that Jayson Tatum and Bradley Beal have had mutual interest in teaming up together this season. Now you might be like, what is stupid about that? What is stupid about Bradley Beal and Tatum wanting to join up? Of course, Bradley Beal has been on the Wizards for a long time. Maybe a fresh scene wouldn't be so bad for him, right? Well, no. It is currently being, said right now that if Beal was to join forces with Jayson Tatum, it would be in Washington and not Boston. Yes, the Washington Wizards. Now, honestly, I know there is a little bit of, kind of controversy right now with the whole Jayson Tatum and, Jaylen Brown thing. There was reports saying some Boston players were saying the other day that they never passed the ball. There's a little bit of a chemistry issue going on right now, which, hey, whether that's right or wrong, I'm not here to really discuss too much on. But you wouldn't think Jayson Tatum would be getting traded away from the Boston Celtics. Now, I feel like for he to get traded away, it'd have to be a pretty big, offer, or he'd have to request a trade, right? Because this is a dude that has averaged 27 points per game before. This year he's averaging about 24. Not as good this year, but when we do look at it like this dude, if he gets his stuff together and ends up passing the ball a little better or gets the chemistry right with the Boston Celtics, he's a dude that one day I think could average around 30 points per game with good efficiency. If he gets his efficiency right, that's another thing. But he's a dude that I could see averaging 30 points one day, maybe in a couple of years, and leading his team to the NBA Finals. Of course, there's a lot of bad management right now in the Boston Celtics. We know about a couple of weird things that they've done over the last couple of years. This year, it's been no different, getting rid of a big shot creator like Kemba Walker, because he was taking too many shots away from Tatum and Jaylen Brown, getting rid of him, and then his replacement ended up being a shot creator that was taking shots away from LeBron and Anthony Davis. I don't even know. There's a couple of really stupid things that the Celtics have done in the past couple of years, and a lot of their fans seem to be pretty fed up, and I think there will be a lot of trades coming very soon, especially I think it could be getting blown up pretty quick. But one thing I know for sure is Wizards fans, y'all need to chill real quick. Any of you guys that have clicked on this video to hear me say why it'd be so good for the Wizards to trade for Tatum, or why good it would be for the Celtics to trade away, Tatum, that's just not happening. I'm not saying that at all. I think it'd be the dumbest thing ever for the Celtics to trade away Tatum. I also think the Tatum's, price would be an arm and a leg, probably the whole entire Wizards franchise, and 8 billion first round picks. The price would be too much. There would be no point for the Wizards to kind of do this. But let's just say this, right? Let's just say in a theoretical world, for some reason, Jayson Tatum decided to request a trade to the Washington Wizards. Let's make this really, really hard on me. This is where I'm probably going to get a little bit of hate, because there's always going to be that one guy that just says, no, Tatum is not worth that much. Well, newsflash, this is a dude that could contend for the MVP one day. If you're a Wizards fan and you want Jayson Tatum, you're going to have to give up a lot for him. Now, what it would most likely be to match up contracts would be probably Kyle Kuzma, Daniel Gafford, Davis Bertans, KCP. Those 4 players would probably match up contracts, so pretty much the whole entire Wizards depth at this point. And it'd be probably 4 future first round picks and 4 pick swaps. That's probably what it would be. Because if James Harden, a dude that put on a lot of weight in the offseason, was like Victor Oladipo, 4 future first round picks, 4 pick swaps, a couple other role players. If that's how much James Harden was worth, and he was overweight at the time, not really even spending much time with the team, and was expiring his contract in like a year. If that's how much he is worth, Tatum, a dude that could be an MVP in a season, it's going to be a bunch of depth players, 4 future first round picks, and a bunch of pick swaps. Maybe not 4 pick swaps, maybe like 2. But I think it's going to be a lot. There's going to be a lot of pick swaps here and there. So it's going to be guaranteed 4 future first round picks. That's like, at the end of the day, that's what it's going to be, right? Which is crazy to think about. And then, the Wizards, one of the reasons they've been so good this year is because they've had so much depth. Not just that, they've really done a good job at bringing in certain players. Like Bradley Beal is, of course, the star of this team. But then you got Spencer Dinwiddie, who has played really well with Bradley Beal this year. Like, really, really well. He's averaging 16, 6, and 5 on 38% from 3. That's really nice. And you got Kyle Kuzma, who's been pretty good this season too, averaging 14 points. KCP, who is always a good player, averaging 9 points on 40% from 3. Daniel Gafford, a really nice starting center for them. He's on about $10 million a year, but he's averaging around 20 minutes, 9 points, and 5 rebounds. And then you got Montrezl Harrell, the backup dude, averaging 18 and 9. Really good player. Davis Bertans, a really good shooter. He's heavily overpaid, but hey, 6 points per game is not too bad. And there's a bunch of depth here and there. The team's depth is absolutely crazy. If Denny Avdija is your 10th man, you're probably doing something right. And if Corey Kispert's like, again, your 12th man, you got to be doing something, right. So like, you guys what I mean? It's an interesting thing. And again, the Wizards are 4th in the conference. I don't think they're going to be really wanting to do too much to kind of disrupt the team. But hey, Tatum would be a extremely, interesting player to get. It's never going to happen. Yeah, it's never going to happen. Maybe in 10 years' time. But I don't know if you can be bothered waiting for that. But yeah, it is a really interesting thing. It's a bit of a stupid report. I was very hesitant on making this video. I was just kind of like, oh, do I want to talk about it? Do I want to not? And I guess I kind of just, at the end of it, I was like, well, if Bleacher Report are reporting this, it's a pretty reliable source. And the Celtics aren't exactly in the best situation. They're going to be making a lot of changes soon. I just don't think one of those changes are trading away Jayson Tatum. A couple of the changes on what they could be is, I think they'll be looking to get a point guard in pretty soon. I think they'll be looking to draft one. I'm not too sure if Robert Williams and Horford they're going to keep together, but they are starting. And then you got Marcus Smart this year, who has been starting at point. I have a really big feeling they're going to trade him. Like, a really big feeling. He's averaging 35 minutes per game, only averaging 9 points and 4 assists and 3.4 rebounds on 28% from 3. This is a lot of issues, and apparently there's been some chemistry issues with him. I feel like he's definitely going to be getting traded. And yeah, they're going to be looking for a reliable point guard that can play make. They're going to be looking for another, I think, wing shooter, specifically a shooting guard. That's a really good shooter. There'll be some out there, but hey, they'll be definitely exploring the league to maybe make some changes here and there, and maybe look at a couple of things to kind of maybe go on. So again, it is going to be really, really interesting to see how this, of course, all does unfold. I'm really interested to see if, how the Celtics kind of bounce back. If they do, if they maybe make the play-in this year. If not, you get a top 10 pick, you go out and draft a point guard, maybe go and sign a point guard, do this and that. It's going to be really, really interesting to maybe see what's going to, of course, all happen. But of course, if you haven't already, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel for all the latest, kind of course, NBA content and NBA news and the sports content in general. Of course, don't forget to subscribe to my gaming channel and my IRL/long channels if you haven't already. All of them will all be in the description down below. But of course, don't forget, check out my podcast as well if you haven't already. That will also be linked in the description down below. And just don't forget to tell me your thoughts and opinions on this. Do you guys think the Wizards should try and get Jayson Tatum? Do you guys think the Boston Celtics should try and trade him away? This and that. Or do you guys just think that Bleacher Report is stupid for doing this? Of course, definitely let me know. But as always, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and comment. And I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.